Do you know what the most interesting thing about this whole process has been? It's how many levers of power and manipulation that we're realizing we can build if we chose to do so.
Wait. Let me back up.
It's so easy to do, actually.
Are you saying that as an app developer and a product designer now, that you have a deeper appreciation for the levers that you can pull as you create these applications to suck dry humanity of all of their value?
Yeah, I mean, not to sound blasphemous, but it's like being a digital god. You're literally creating a world. And in your world, you can decide what does what, who interacts with who. You can build in levers to make sure that for example, I could automatically make it so that when you join, everyone just follows me.
Oh, hey, Tom. How are you? From MySpace.
It'd be so easy to do. It's like, boom, done. Every single person that joins follows me.
You should do that because Tom did that and that was okay.
That's not okay.
It was cool, though. I wanted to be friends with Tom.
Because if you build in the mechanism in order to allow those things to happen, even if we don't take advantage of it, the next person will.
Oh.
The only way to prevent the manipulation of systems and the only way to prevent the overusing of levers of power is to make sure that they don't ever exist to begin with.
Are you saying good behavior? You want to reward good behavior?
In order to remove the bad behavior, you have to make it impossible for that bad behavior to be done to begin with. Because I'm like, all right, if I was Elon, and I don't want to sound like crazy, if I was Elon and I had an app like X and I had 30 million people on it every day, and I had the ability to make people think what I think, made the ability to see what I see, made everyone if I had the ability to make sure that everyone talked about what I want to talk about, like I may want to do that too.
It would be
I spent $20 billion to buy it. I want to use it the way I see fit. I bought it. It's my toy.
It is your toy, and you can use your toy however you want.
So how do you prevent that?
I mean,
you just have to make sure that those levers are never installed to begin with. That's the only way it actually works.
Yeah, because man is weak.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
You can't have the tool around you.
Man is weak.
You can't walk around with like, I don't know, 5 hot chicks all the time and think that you're always going to stay faithful. Like that's not a good idea actually, because tempting.
Are you saying that having merely the optionality to do evil at your disposal is a temptation that most men will not stay away from over time? Is that you're saying that if Elon Musk has the ability to go God mode, that he's never going to hit that button
and knock up conservative influencers?
Well, I told you, after you kiss the wall and you hump the wall, magic happens.
I think it's
babies come out of it. Mossad babies.
Mossad babies. Seriously.
Can we just take a side note on this? How crazy this is. That it's 13th kid?
Yes.
13th kid. With
5 women.
With it, well, yeah, but the timing. He goes to Israel. He humps the wall. And suddenly there's money transactions to certain individuals. And some of those certain individuals connect with Elon Musk. And poof, a baby is created. I feel like this is very Epstein-esque type of stuff. Or am I off base here, Matt?
And this girl, who was just a girl online, all of a sudden becomes one of the largest and most influential accounts on X.
And she kind of loses her shit, though, when she's like posting, like flame posting, being like, Elon, I've been trying to connect with you, man.
All fairness, she's pretty cute.
Not really. No, not at all. I disagree with you 100%. No. Not even. She's like a 5 or 6.
Really?
You like brunettes?
Ashley St. Clair, not cute?
No.
Oh, I don't know, bro.
No.
I think it's a comment time.
Guys, let us know.
Hot or not.
Hot or not. Let us know. Ashley
Wow.
St. Clair in the chat. Let us know.
Wow, controversial take.
This is, you think she's hot?
I think she's like a solid 7.4.
7.4. What's the threshold for hotness? Isn't that 8 and above?
I think 8 is like hot. 8 and above is hot. 7 is like, I'd do it.
Somebody clip that right now, guys. So that was Matt's conceit right there. I'd do it. No, I think she's a 5, a 5 or 6, maybe.
Whoa,
pushing 6.
whoa! I think that's
not even. Not even. No way. No way. I'm not into brunettes though, so maybe that's a bias. I'm not into that.
He only likes blondes.
No, I like Korean people. I like the Korean ladies.
But it's been really interesting because you get to see all the levers that you can build, that you can kind of manipulate if you choose to do so. And the fact that you have to remove them in order that they don't exist to begin with. And in order to, I think those levers and manipulation, if you want to do it, that should happen at the people level because people always figure out how to game systems.
Oh, yeah.
That's actually fair. That's fine. I believe that's fine.
It should. Absolutely, it's fine.
People have the ability to self-organize. People have the rules in place of what's allowed, and then they game it to make it beneficial to them. That's natural. That's okay. It's when the leadership does it, it's unfair.
Yeah. Well, it's the gray areas that innovation happens. Innovation never happens in the black and the white.
I believe that true leaders, the best leaders, operate under the premise of selfless sacrifice, meaning that they have to be willing to give the powers to the people and not exert those same powers themselves.
Say that again. That was well stated.
And the problem is that all of our leaders in the world take the powers and use it for their own benefit, and they remove it from the people. It's actually the exact opposite of how things should work in my world.
And in my world too. And we typically see that. We see this naive passion, this naive purpose, and that purpose and that self-sacrificial, right? Because the naive passion and that naive purpose creates just enough to germinate and grow this idea, and that naive passion allows them to have that self-sacrifice to make this thing grow. And then what we always find is after money is involved, and maybe even the little tiny hats are involved, things begin to shift and change, and now we end up with a Jack Dorsey, right, who we used to all love and respect for everything that he's kind of was on the bleeding edge of, but now he seems like he's just another part of the chess game.
I think Jack Dorsey's coming back, actually.
Do you think so? Well,
I think so.
You mean just like Zuckerberg came back?
Of all of them, I feel like Jack is currently the most interesting to me.
Yeah, well, my point still stands, is that there often is an evolution, or maybe even a de-evolution of these individuals with their naive passion and their self-sacrificing of building ideas, and then it gets co-opted, it gets converted, and it becomes a complete manifestation of something that it never was intended to be, and now it's a control system for humanity, not a freedom tool. Ooh, actually, I like that.
A freedom tool.
Soju is a freedom tool.
Freedom tool.
I like that. Can we do
Coin that?
It's a freedom tool.
A lot of people have messaged me saying, Matt, like you have your views. How can you prevent your views from being interjected into the application? And the reality is that my voice is not any louder or any more important than anybody else. Like you actually have to build it that way. Again, it's about making sure that the levers of power don't exist to begin with.
Can I give you some advice? I think, and you don't have to do this, but I think if you would want to ensure that your voice is never a deep anchor bias within the system, then this is just coming from me, you never make a post that's a statement. You only make posts that are questions, which is philosophically and value aligned to the Matt Kim podcast. We are the podcast that is willing to ask the questions about things that other people aren't willing to talk about. And we get little birds who tell us amazing things about what's going on in the world, and we're willing to talk about them. And so I think that is not only aligned to our thesis of who the Matt Kim podcast is, but we have lived that thesis over the last couple years. We asked the questions. So I'm not telling you what to do, but I would say to keep yourself blameless in that system. If you were to only post and ensure that every post had a question mark in the end of it, then it's never you telling the world. It's you asking what's going on.
Well, once we get adoption, I'm not going to have any power anyway. I want to shit post too. You know what I mean?
Guys, at the end of the day,
I just want to shit post like everybody else.
The base of the base.
I'm just building it.
He's just a degen like all of us.
Once it gets built, it's going to be out in the world. I'm not going to have control of it. And because I don't have control of it, my voice is equal to your voice is equal to your voice. It's all the same.
I can't wait for your first shit post.
And come in, and if I post something and you don't like it, just flame me. That's fine. This is what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you bump it down.
You cannot. I don't like the idea that, especially what Elon does, is if someone comes in and ratios him, he's like, "Oh yeah, you're gone, you're banned."
Bro,
That's such bullshit. By the way,
that's
I can't believe he does that.
It's so lame.
It's like the weakest thing I've ever seen. People come in, ratio him, give a like a small account, will say something, he gets really upset, and he just bans them.
Yeah, it's almost as bad as hooking up with an influencer on X. Like who would do just such a degenerate act?
So definitely go check out Soju. I think it's cool. I really do believe that it's gonna make a difference in humanity. It's gonna make a difference in our lives. That it's gonna be a place where the world has conversations that's not controlled by the tech oligarchy, that is human focused and human centric, not AI driven. And I think this is actually very much needed. And again, the goal is to put it out there and let it do its thing.
I love it, guys. Make sure that you go to Soju, SOJ.OOO. That is the place to check out the Matt Kim experiment and project in action.
Thanks for watching the clip. If you want to see the full episode, click here. If you want to see more clips, click here.